Ladies and gentlemen, I have two questions for you. Can Raila Odinga win the presidency of the Republic of Kenya without the support of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? I'm asking that based on the results of the 2022 general election. If you study the results of 2022 general election, if you remove the Kamba votes, Raila Odinga, in my view, would have performed badly. The second question is, can Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka support Raila Odinga's bid for the presidency again? Because the expectation of majority of Kalonzo Musyoka's supporters is that Raila Odinga is going to support him in 2027. But Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka should be a worried man right now. Ruth ODINGA, in the presence of Raila Odinga, during a funeral in Seme over the weekend, made it very clear that Raila Odinga is going to be on the ballot in 2027. Ruth ODINGA is not your ordinary politician. Number one, she's the women rep for Kisumu County. Number two, Ruth ODINGA is actually Raila Odinga's younger sister, which means there's no way she could just speak the way she spoke without considering the implication of her utterances. So basically, whatever Ruth ODINGA talked about was meant to achieve certain political objectives. But the biggest casualty is going to be Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So in this video, I want us to look at why I strongly believe that Ruth ODINGA's statement, which I consider to be reckless, should worry Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Before we do that, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us get back to the main business and focus on this statement by Ruth ODINGA. Let me just play it briefly, and I'm going to caption it. Now, that's Ruth ODINGA. Why should Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka be worried about that statement by Ruth ODINGA? Number one, clearly someone somewhere or a group of individuals are pushing for Raila Odinga to contest again in 2027. What that would mean is that Kalonzo Musyoka is going to be out of the picture. The truth of the matter is that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka supported Raila Odinga in 2022, 2013, and 2017. Kalonzo Musyoka was Raila Odinga's running mate. In the last election, Kalonzo Musyoka was convinced to support Raila Odinga again, despite the fact that he insisted that the only way Raila Odinga could win the presidency was for Raila Odinga to consider him as a running mate. But Raila Odinga and his handlers felt very strongly that the Kikuyu nation were likely to add more value to his campaign than Kalonzo. And of course, if you look at the number of votes Raila Odinga got from the Kikuyu nation, to me they were like 1.3 million, which is not a smaller amount of votes. So for me, I think the fact that someone somewhere is pushing for Raila Odinga's presidency means Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will now have to go back to the drawing board. Whether his bid, because the truth is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is also looking at inheriting Raila Odinga's support base. Now, if Raila Odinga will be on the ballot, how can he inherit the support base? So that's number one. Number two, unity in Azimio. Ideally, what ought to happen is that Ruth ODINGA being Raila Odinga's sister, ought to be measured in her own statement. Azimio, just like NASA, was a coalition. NASA collapsed. Weta, Mudavadi left. Today they are in government. Kalonzo Musyoka was left this other side. There is no way, and I'm repeating, there is no way Raila Odinga can become the president of the Republic of Kenya without the support of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. No way. So the truth is, Azimio need to have consensus on so many issues. The unity in Azimio is what can propel them to the presidency. How do you gain consensus? How do you unify a team when someone somewhere can just wake up one day to announce statements which are not really unifying? The fact is, after the last election, Raila Odinga attended a meeting in Mombasa with his allies, including Kalonzo Musyoka, and he indicated to them that he was willing to allow someone like Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to actually shine, so that Kalonzo Musyoka was now going to be the face of Azimio. Once he left Mombasa, the next thing, story changed, and Raila Odinga started attending those Bunge la Wananchi meetings. So it means someone somewhere is really out to thwart any unity attempts within Azimio. Number three, in my view, is the fact that by Ruth Odinga talking the way she talked, it goes against what majority of Raila Odinga supporters have been advocating for. That Raila Odinga needed to take a break from politics. That he needed to allow William Ruto and his government to make mistakes. By doing that, Kalonzo Musyoka was going to be the face of Azimio. Now that Raila Odinga is out there, now that we are talking about his 2027 possible presidential bid, it means Kalonzo Musyoka is not going to shine. What Kalonzo Musyoka is going to be preoccupied with right now, in my view, is now how to also prepare his own bid. If they were united, if they were speaking in one voice, probably it would have been different. So for me, I tend to think that Raila Odinga ought to have just stayed away from politics, let Kenya Kwanza make mistakes, allow Kalonzo Musyoka to shine, and once that's done, then maybe if you were to announce, then that would come at a later date. And lastly, the politics of betrayal. There's always this politics of betrayal that you make a promise, you don't honor. You make a promise, you don't honor. I really can't defend Kalonzo because there was no point where Raila said that he was going to support Kalonzo in 2027. Nowhere. But Kalonzo Musyoka and his allies believes very strongly that Raila Odinga should support them. That Raila Odinga ought to support Kalonzo Musyoka in this particular election. I don't know how it will portray, the image is going to portray outside there, if, for example, Raila Odinga will declare his bid, Kalonzo Musyoka being locked out from his strongholds, because the truth is, majority of Raila Odinga supporters still believes that he has a chance. And yesterday I did a video, and I'm going to share the link down here, about Raila Odinga's presidential bid, because so many factors are at play, whether it's viable. But the truth is, if you want to support Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, the message outside there is going to be politics of betrayal. So whether Kalonzo Musyoka can take advantage of that politics of betrayal tag to run away with a message that Raila Odinga cannot be trusted is something which I still don't know. And lastly, Kalonzo Musyoka would feel very strongly that he's been denied a chance by Raila Odinga family. After the last election, majority of Raila Odinga supporters believes that the family actually contributed to the loss, that they were controlling everything, all aspects of the campaign. In fact, Winnie Odinga is really being accused and blamed for the loss of Raila Amolo Odinga. Of course, she has denied that, but now Ruth Odinga coming out to say that nobody should talk about any election other than that of Raila Odinga in 2027 means that another family member is getting involved in coalition affairs. I don't know what you think. but that's my take. Please, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.